Hello, and thanks for visiting. This is a small section from the Aftermath of Disaster bundle by Kevin Barry McGuire. That's me. This is from the audiobook, narrated by Warren Keyes. Enjoy.
Chapter 4, The Park. Jack explained to Diane that he had heard the gunshots and hoped it wasn't her. She informed him that it was her, and she took care of the problem. Jack raised his eyebrows at that piece of information and asked her to elaborate. Diane relayed the story from the time Jack left until he got home. He sat in silence while she spoke, raising an eyebrow or two at several points in her recounting. He kept a straight face through it all, but he was very proud of her and impressed. Yet, Jack was a little concerned about her nonchalant attitude about it all. She just killed someone and didn't seem fazed by it at all. He knew it would hit her at some point. He just hoped everything will have calmed down by then. That's not bloody likely, though.
Okay, you've been awfully quiet during my story. What do you think?
Diane asked in a somewhat excited tone. Jack took a breath and exhaled with a slow sigh. First of all, I'm glad you're okay and remembered your training. You did an excellent job of defending yourself. He had to choose his next words carefully. But I need to ask, are you really okay? You ended someone's life. That usually affects people.
I'm fine. He was a prick who got what he deserved,
she told him. Jack still wasn't convinced, but let it go. Well, okay then. We need to move on. Canada and Mexico were attacked today, same as the U.S. We need to dig in and plan to be here for at least a year. This isn't going to end soon. But first, we need to get to the park and speak to a ranger. We need to report the boys and the shooting to someone. The rangers appear to be the best option. Diane's eyes grew wide and she covered her mouth with a hand. Jack filled her in on the events at the meeting, and it was her turn to sit in silence. A few tears dropped from the corner of her eyes, and Jack tried to reassure her. We're going to be okay. But Diane was thinking of her parents and wondering when she was going to see them again. I'm not sure, he replied. My brother and his family are in Mexico, and I have to hope and pray the city he's in didn't get hit. He's probably far enough away from the border. He looked at his watch and blanched a bit. We need to get to the park now. We'll take the dogs and the truck. We can't drive all the way to the park, but we'll get most of the way. I want to be back before dark, and we're running out of daylight. Tomorrow, we start to prepare for the long haul. All four piled into the truck and headed for town. About a quarter-mile from the National Park highway, Jack turned onto an old road and headed toward the park entrance. The back roads wouldn't get them all the way there, but far enough. A short walk would get them the rest of the way. About a mile from the entrance, they parked and started walking. Jack realized getting home before dark wasn't going to happen. He remembered to take leashes for the dogs. Dogs in the park must be on a leash. They weren't really going to enter the park proper, but he figured it would still be best to use the leash with them. They made it to the highway, and it continued to look like a parking lot. Nobody was getting in via automobile. Walking by the cars, it appeared people had been living in their vehicles, hoping to get in. Some people had set up camp on the side of the road. This isn't going to end well, thought Jack. As they approached the park entrance, Jack put the dogs on the leash, and they each took control of a dog. Jack took Basha, and Diane got Mercedes. The Nisqually entrance is the original entrance to the park and has the oldest buildings.
Thanks for listening. If you'd like to find out where to get the book, check the link in the description below.